Good afternoon, everyone. Karen here from beatingchronicfatigue.com once again. This afternoon I have the lovely Morning Clouds with me, and I apologise for being a little late with our broadcast. We had a few technical glitches. So this afternoon we're going to talk about colour cotton therapies that Morning Clouds is working with, and she's going to explain to us all about it. So firstly, Morning Clouds, how did we first meet? I think we met at a kinesiology workshop somewhere way back when. When was that?
That was back in the early 90s. About, I don't think 25 years ago. Now we're telling our age.
I'm just trying to remember exactly how we met, because I don't think you came to kinesiology workshops. I think we met at a course somewhere. Is that right? Or did we meet through someone? Did we meet at a kinesiology course somewhere?
No,
I don't remember either. But when I was away overseas for 12 months, Morning Clouds and her family looked after my beautiful cat Indiana up on their farm near Echuca in Victoria. I'm now in central Victoria, and Morning Clouds is now in northern New South Wales. We've moved around a bit since then, haven't we?
We have.
But we all have fond memories of Indiana, don't we?
Oh,
Indiana really was a character.
Oh, she was a stunning cat.
Yeah, he was amazing. Yeah. And the boys really loved him. Yes, he was very special. So anyway, I'd like to talk about the colour cottons. So can you tell me how you came across these amazing colour cottons and how it became a therapy?
Back in '96, I went to India for 3 months and came across this lady who told me that she had had cancer and she got cured using cottons. And all I knew was she was from Tasmania, and so I tracked her down when I came back to Australia in March of '97, and she gave me the name of Les Elphick from New Zealand. So I called him and said I was going to come over, and then I had to go back to milking cows. So then I rang him back in about July, and he actually had been waiting for me to go over there. When I arrived, Les was in his 80s, and when he was 19, he actually also had cancer, and he got cured using the colour threads. Now, back then, when I went over there, the threads were the same threads similar to what I use now, but they were actually used on a radionic box. So you put them on through electricity, wiring. You connect it to a tag on your wrist. I'm just going to have a drink for the moment. And so Les had gifted me all what I call recipes. Now, what he uses is their embroidery cotton, of which I've got 440 shades. And what these recipes are is matching the wavelength of whatever you want to make up, whether it be a disease, a parasite, or whatever. So he gave me the insight on how to do this. So he gifted me 2,400, and then I put them all into laminates, and I showed a guy from the UK, and he just said, Morning Clouds, he said, people won't be able to get their heads around it. So what I created was a little book called Colour Cotton Therapy. And in it are colour threads through there that show the basic meridians and chakras. And just by placing your hand on there, you don't need a radionic box anymore. So I had a new way, a new adaptation of using the threads.
Wow, that sounds incredible. So how do the colour cotton threads actually work?
What they are, we have our structure we are made of energy and of frequency vibrations. And what I'm doing with the colours is creating the frequency vibration, matching the dissonance or dis-ease within our body. Now, I want to let everyone know that these do not cure disease as per se, because what they work on is on the esoteric or the spiritual planes. But once you tap into the spiritual plane, it then works onto the physical and emotional levels as a byproduct. So
wow,
I'm not a qualified doctor or medical, so I do advise everyone to still seek medical advice, but using these threads, they are just awesome. They are unique, and the way that I'm doing it is also unique in the world. No one else is doing it like I'm doing. So
that is just incredible, Morning Crowd. That's absolutely incredible. Now, you've just developed an online course to teach people how to do this, and you're in the process of getting it accredited through a few organisations. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, what I want to do is get it, it's for the mainstream people, but also because of my kinesiology background, I always thought it'd be a wonderful tool for kinesiologists to either use in their own practice or on themselves. Because as kinesiologists, we choose this a modality to work on ourselves as a healing tool. I believe that is the essence of why kinesiology practitioners or people do kinesiology. Now, when I did it, first of all, I also made cards up, which I'll just show you, which are called Gen Harmony. And they are cards, but then I also, I'm just going back in tracking to what you were saying, Karen, for a moment. Then I wrote this book called Living Threads. So it's a book with 60 under 5,000. So each page has got hundreds, thousands of frequencies. And there's 780 emotions that cover this. So when I had this book, I then started back in 97 doing writing, and then I amalgamated all my writings and I made 41 videos. And these 41 videos cover every subject that I know of my 30 plus years been working in spiritual work. And then I went over to Ireland 2 years ago, and my first workshop there were 65 people, of which they're all practitioners of some sort or other. And
so do they have to be kinesiologists to do this course, or can any practitioner do this? Can anyone learn to work with the colour? Do they need kinesiology skills or not?
No. In the first workshop, I do give the basic self-testing and priority and more mode. But apart from that, which is the basis of any kinesiology practitioner, but what the work is about is people taking responsibility for their healing. Now, people can watch online or do the workshops in-house, but what the difference is between someone off the street doing it or a practitioner is the kinesiologist that has more skills to identify a specific colour frequency that the people might need. So what the kinesiologist does is raise the bar, but it doesn't undermine the...
Right. So I'm working now as an empowerment coach. I'm not working so much with kinesiology. And what I'm finding is I can get people, or I can provoke the feelings, the sensations, the thoughts, emotions for my clients and use other techniques to assist them to clear that. Now, last night when I was watching some of your online course, I was really feeling the energy of those colour cottons, and I could feel the sensations through my body, and I was using my own release techniques to allow whatever was coming up from looking at the colour cottons and releasing them to let them go. So is this a tool that anybody can use, like a layperson could use?
Absolutely, a child, anyone can. All they do with the videos or the workshops are, there's 9 workshops, and any layperson can watch the video, and they've been selected frequencies, which I now call living threads. The videos are called heart codes, but with their living threads colours, they flash on and off. So just by looking at them, resonates into their physical being, and they receive the healing just from purely by watching them.
Wow, that sounds incredible. So they're activating the heart codes and they're helping to people connect more to the light. Is that how they're working?
Well, once we start dissolving the issues, brings the light in, because the colours actually work with pure source. And once we start clearing our emotional body and all the negative ions and everything that goes into our physical structures, belief systems that we carry, majority of times we don't even realise that what we have got within this being. So what the threads do is that they bring something up. It's done so simply. The thought will come up, or a feeling or an emotion. But sometimes it may not even come up, and just clear it so quickly without even knowing that it's being cleared. That's how simple the technique is. But what...
Wow, that sounds really incredible, Morning Clouds.
It is a very simple technique. It's using technology of which we're still learning. But the colours have been there around. We are inundated with colour frequencies. We are inundated with colours in the whole spectrum and the hues of each shade of colour. And by matching these wavelengths of colour, I don't know, I'm in the process also of just getting a new website made. So the current website is a basic website, but it will be a super duper one very shortly.
Oh, that's amazing. They say when you go back between death and life that we all have a tapestry of life that we weave. Are these colour cotton threads connected to our tapestry of life?
Yes, what they do, they actually darn the holes.
Wow, that's pretty profound. I'm getting goosebumps just as you talk about that. That's just amazing. So what is your website, Morning Clouds?
My website is morningclouds.com.au.
That's great. And what is the names of the 2 books that you showed us just previously? There's 2 books that you have, isn't there? There's the small one with the
first book is
blue
called
clouds on front.
But that is...
So just hold it right up.
I only have a few copies left of this left now. And what I'm doing, I'm rewriting this book as an ebook, and it's getting a lot more frequencies added to it. And it's actually being retitled called Heart Recognition.
Fantastic. So, and what's your new book? Maybe you can hold your new book up and show us.
Okay, so
hold it right up in front of the camera.
Book is called Living Threads.
Beautiful.
And it's a stunning book. It's all leather bound. I'll take off the cover. So it's and
so is this available on your website?
Yes, it is. It will be available on the website, but not at the present time. What it actually is, it's more designed for those doing the workshop or practitioners, more than just a layperson.
Great, great. So if somebody wants to do your course, how do they find out about it? They can find out about your course from your website. Is that the best way to contact you about it?
They can do, my email address is info@morningclouds.com.au. If you email me, I will send you, and what I'm offering for the moment for a short time only, I've got 20 spots of, I'm giving away a free course, courses 1 to 8 for free, because I need this work out there. And I feel that once it's like, the monkey syndrome, once you hear about it, the word gets around. So this work is
that's amazing. How incredible is that? You're offering the course for free. That is fantastic. Way to get it out there.
In one of the sessions, there's a session called Weather. And a number of years ago, when I was born, my sister was 16 years older than I am. And my parents had passed over, and I asked my sister what time I was born. She couldn't, she told me about mid-morning, but the insight she gave me was, she said it was an extremely windy day. So I don't know whether people know what the weather was when they were born even, and how much influence that has.
Wow. And can the colour cottons work with that? Or work with clearing?
Yes. You may have been, like up here, we've experienced severe heat over 6 weeks. That was really humid and hot. There's also, people are frightened of thunder and lightning, all different aspects. You may have been experienced drought, whether you've had to have showers because of the lack of water. There's lots of reasons that weather plays a part. In the video that I say is that as a child, I just used to love watching the hailstones fall down. It was a treat then to go outside, pick them up and lick them, eat them, just watch them.
I love hailstone as well. Actually, a few years back here, one March, we had hailstones as big as golf balls, and I took photos of them. I nearly entered one of the photos in the community photo competition. I'd never seen hailstones so big. It was incredible, and I'd never seen anything like it, but I've always loved hailstones. Something very special about them.
In a scenario, we've got the same scene as hail, where you've delighted in it, but this time you bought your first car. The hailstones have dented it and smashed your windscreen. Okay?
Yeah, that's not good.
What is your reaction? It's definitely not delight.
No, that's for sure. Most people would get upset about that, and then that would create resistance in their body, sensations, thoughts and feelings that get locked in. So can the colour cottons help them to release and clear that?
Well, it's up to the person to accept the frequencies and allow that to happen.
Yeah.
But we have the same series and same experiences of everyone, but it's how we react to them is the key.
And one of the things that I've been working with recently with a new technique called the release technique is most people are saying no to negative thoughts, feelings and emotions. And one of the things that this process has been teaching me is instead of saying no to them, say yes to them. So I've been working with this technique recently, and every time thoughts, feelings and emotions come up, or I get upset about something, or actually frustration and overwhelm has been my thing lately, trying to work out technology. And now I'm saying yes to it. So I just go, yes, 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 yes. And then what you do is you acknowledge the resistance, because it's actually resistance that creates the aches, the pains, the illnesses, and these thoughts, feelings, and emotions to be locked in the body. So this technique is working with actually loving that resistance, giving it lots of love and lots and lots and lots of love. And then asking the resistance if it wants to stay. 9 times out of 10 it wants to go, because it's just emotion, energy and emotion. And it's amazing. You let the resistance go and it's just a different feeling. And then what you do is you replace that with some nice emotions like love, appreciation, gratitude, joy, love, happiness. And it really, really dissipates the sensations very, very quickly.
And that's
I can imagine the colour contribute to that.
Yeah, because the threads are embedded with love. And
beautiful.
I think the whole purpose of this is for people to take responsibility for their own personal well-being, and there then becomes the spiritual growth. And once they start taking that responsibility, then what happens is that develops their conscious awareness, and it takes away all the layers.
So this is helping people to raise their consciousness, helping people to reach oneness, and creating much greater awareness for people then?
Absolutely. Because the colours are derived from pure source.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So what else can the colour cottons be used for, Morning Clouds?
They can be work on animals. You can work on the animals absolutely love it. I had, back then, the laminates, I had a little dog, and his name was Storm, and he was actually named before I was, before I bought him. And he used to tone, and he used to mimic me and tone every time I sounded. Every time also I use the colours for clearing the energy within the house, even the rooms. And he could feel and see the energy, and he would howl like a wolf, you know, that woo sound. And back then, I don't know, my background is that we went dairy farming, and we were the instigators of the biodynamic milk in Australia, especially on the eastern seaboard. And we sold our farm to Gelner, who make the yogurt. It's not biodynamic now, but it was back then. And that was through the cows that opened our search for what we could do with the bio. Once we could get our soil right, it was like, what steps could we use to heal without using vaccinations and drugs? And
I remember you talking about treating the cows with homeopathy, and you're the one that led me to the homeopathic vet in New South Wales. So
that's probably our connection, Karen.
Possibly, but that really was such a fascinating story, because I grew up on a dairy farm as well. My parents started off share milking when they first got married, and then Dad eventually bought a dairy farm. So I grew up on a dairy farm until I was 8 years of age. But yeah, that just fascinated me, the story of how you had to find natural alternatives to treating the cows, and how you used homeopathics. And actually it was you that led me to having my beautiful cat Indiana vaccinated homeopathically. He had all his worms and fleas done homeopathically, and his flu was done homeopathically. So it was you that led me to that, which was just amazing.
Plus a number of other, I mean, you know, we did Reiki 1, 2, 3. It was a fun time back then, because it was all new. You know, it was new music coming out on the market. Yeah, it's a very vibrant time.
Absolutely incredible. So you mentioned, sorry?
And then what we
So you
also
mentioned,
did was work on farms, on agriculture, on wineries and cherry farms. So it's not just for human use as well.
yeah. So you're using the cottons on farms
I've
to
got
help clear the energy on.
Yes, there was. I met in Victoria, had quite a large cherry orchard, biodynamic orchard, and he said to me that he was ready to pull all the trees out if he didn't get another crop, a good crop that following year. So I used my colours. He had the best crop ever, and it was the best cherries I've ever tasted in my life.
So it sounds to me like the colour cottons works much the way
You're now breaking up, Karen.
the colour cottons work much the way that radionics work. Is that correct?
Yes, you're sending out the frequency of that vibration out into the,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Because a lot of people don't know that, you know, that pesticides aren't required. An entire farm can be protected from being affected by pests and parasites on plants and things just purely by using radionics on the farm. And it's just incredible that people think pesticides have to be, you know, used on all our fruit and vegetables and produce, when radionics, and it sounds like colour cottons, are really the way to go to protect farms and like I say, obviously save the cherry orchardist crop and produce a bumper crop. That is just amazing.
I've also got something amazing which I'll share. I'll just put this frequency up.
Whoa, I can feel that. I hope everyone else can. So what's that frequency, Morning Clouds?
It's just called water. And what I've done is I've researched water, and water, it's made, this frequency has brought the energy back to from original source. Back to original source when the conception of water was first envisaged, however billions or eons of time. But during this time, we have brought all the negative plus positive thoughts and everything that have to go somewhere, because what happens to water is that we have the rain comes down and then it collects into the water. The atmosphere then recycles around and around to create our water that what we drink. So, but in that full form, it's been infiltrated with a lot of negative energies. So it's also, for what I do is actually put the water on here for about 20 seconds. And as what has been seen is it's like a vortex. And what it does is the spheres of light go in, implode and explode around. And by doing this, impregnates the water, and brings it back to pure source.
Sounds like alchemy to me, turning lead into gold, turning water into pure source. I can actually feel the energy of that happening. That's amazing. I don't know if anyone else can feel it, but I can feel what you're doing there, and we're hundreds of kilometers away from each other. How incredible is that? That's amazing.
And that's the thing with distance, with healing. There is no time, no distance. We are just all one. Yeah.
So you do distance healing with the colour cottons as well?
Yes, I do, but I mainly focus my energy back into my work to get it more out to the mainstream rather than one-on-one sessions. And I've always done that.
So The online courses sound amazing, and that's obviously the way to go and to get it out there. So for anyone who wants to make the opportunity to take advantage of Morning Cloud's online courses, please contact her at info@morningclouds.com.au for more information, or you can go to her website, morningclouds.com.au. The courses are amazing, absolutely profound. I was watching some of them last night, and I'm very energy sensitive, and I was sitting here shivering and shaking in my chair just looking at the cottons. They were just incredible. So there really is an amazing energy coming off them. And my mother was a master craftswoman, and she used to do embroidery and quilting and all sorts of stuff. And I think she would have been really amazed at using coloured embroidery cottons for healing, but she would have been pretty open-minded to that. But what a phenomenal way of working with healing, and this is just something that is so special. You were obviously divinely guided to that man in New Zealand to come across this, and you really are the person in the world to get it out there. So let's hope that more people make the most of the opportunity. And like you say, the only way to get this really out there is to get as many people doing the online course as possible. But that is fantastic. I really love what you've done with this. I love what you've done with your book. And I really hope that people do jump on board and enroll in some of your courses, because what I've seen of them so far, the information and the online videos are just awesome. So thank you very much, Morning Cloud. Is there anything else you'd like to add, or any last minute snippets, gems?
I would just say that the courses are 1 to 8, but the course workshop number 9, I will actually be teaching it in person. So I'm ready to pack up my bag and travel anywhere around the world. Workshop 9 is about the angels, the Divine Mother, and God. God not in the religious aspect that we know, but God as in grace that comes to us. And the Divine Mother, the female form, and the angels that are always looking down on us, and they help us in every moment.
That just sounds really incredible.
Yeah, that's a very in-depth.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. It looks like I might have to find time to do your online courses so I can attend the final workshop as well. That sounds incredible. Well, who knows where I could be? I'm going to be traveling all around the world as well. I'm an empowerment coach, so I work with one-on-one coaching. So I've transformed my kinesiology practice into coaching. My specialty is contributing to those who are serious about getting well, who have chronic fatigue, candida, and Lyme disease. I have actually transformed my health from having all those conditions, and I beat Lyme disease in only 15 months, which I was told was impossible to do. And I've got some real gems of information as to how to do this fast, and also some secret information about how to even get rid of the actual underlying cause of Lyme disease, which I'm in the process of writing about in my second book. So I think we'll wind this up now. If you'd like to click on the link above or below this stream, and that will take you to Morning Cloud's website, or contact her directly by her email address, or come and join my free closed Facebook group, which is called You, Happy and Healthy Ever After, and learn lots of gems and snippets of information using energy healing and other tools to transform your health and your happiness. Thank you very much for following us, and thank you very much, Morning Clouds. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post them below. I'm sure Morning Clouds or I will be able to answer anything that you have got to ask. And thank you very much for listening. So goodbye from us. Thank you, Morning Clouds. And namaste, and we'll look forward to hearing from you or answering any of your questions. Bye for now.
Bye, Karen. Bye.
Hang on, we'll just wait for broadcast